see you, Supermom. No, I really see you. You're deep in the trenches of motherhood. You're trying to grow fully functioning humans and work and make an impact on the world and not lose your mind while you're at it. It's no wonder that your confidence has maybe hit a little rough patch along the way. So today on Supermom's Guide 2, we are going to work on creating unshakable confidence. Now, I don't just mean the kind of confidence that makes you feel good about what you look like, although that's important too. We should all own who we are. But it's really feeling great about the value that you bring to this world and just knowing that everything that you touch is important. We're going to work on not comparing ourselves to others. We're going to go over some affirmations that are going to help create this sense of confidence quickly. And then the last one, I'm going to leave that super tip till the end. Plus, we've got a super special guest. Her name is Jamie today. She's a mom as well and an entrepreneur. And she's going to share a little bit about her story when it comes to building her confidence and maintaining it through life's challenges. So without further ado, let's jump on in. So super tip number 1 for creating the confidence that you want right now is going to be to stop comparing. I beg of you, get off your social media. Stop looking through all those Pinterest boards of the perfect moms who make perfect cakes and always dress perfectly and, have kids that never cry and all of that garbage. So the thing about social media, and we all know this, but you have to remember that it's the place where most of us put our highlight reel. Now, I'm sure this isn't anything new because I'm guilty of it too, and I bet you are as well. We don't want to showcase our rough edges. We don't want to show off the pieces that are maybe not as pretty as we'd like them to be. But stop comparing your day-to-day life to these other women's gold star moments, those moments where we do get it right. Because I guarantee that they wake up with the same stinky feet in their face and their hair is all a dirty mess, just like you do. The reality is we're all just trying our best to get through the days. Through the good ones, the hard ones, and just embrace the ones when they are good. So when it comes to your confidence, feel good in the fact that you're not the only one that's struggling through these problems. Feel relief in finding support and knowing that everybody's journey is a little bit different. It doesn't make you any better, any worse. None of us are. We still go through these struggles. There's supermodels who are, have body issues just as much as there's women who, postpartum women that are having body issues. We all have issues and they might be different, but we are all the same in the fact that we all share these issues. So one little thing I remembered this week, we just got home from the beach with my kids, and I can remember growing up, my mom always took us down to the beach, and it was a really special time for us. Now, my mom had 3 kids, I've got 2 sisters, and she, had a mom bod. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. But, she wasn't perfect anymore. We get scars, we get stripes, we get all kinds of lumps and bumps that we didn't have before children. But I'll never forget the fact that she didn't care. She was at the beach to spend time and to enjoy herself and to feel good about where she's at. She wore her little itty bitty bikini and still does to this day. And it's just one of those amazing things that I think we could all take a note from. She wasn't worried about looking at the lady down the beach that was, had a 6-pack and 20 years old and had no kids. And she also didn't care that the other side of the beach, there's, an 80-year-old lady that has lived life and her body reflects that. So none of us are perfect. If you can just remember that we are all focused and worried about our own insecurities and our own things way more than we are about other people, you'll realize that you're the only one driving yourself crazy with comparison. So my second super tip today on feeling amazingly confident right now and creating that sustainable, unshakable confidence is to try affirmations. Now bear with me here, because if you're anything like my past self, you heard about the airy-fairy kind of stuff and you tuned out. You stopped listening. But they really have a ton of merit. And it doesn't have to be something super complicated. But the truth is that no matter what you have in your mind, whether it's negative or positive, it really creates the reality that you're seeing in front of you. So if you take note to what's been replaying in your mind over and over, and you notice that it's maybe a little more negative than usual, or maybe a little more self-critical than you might desire, take a step back and maybe try some of these affirmations. It really helps to keep your mind in that positive place and that back on track, super confident feeling, no matter what's going on in the moment. So if you're questioning your parenting, or the way your body looks, or even your ability to make it through the day, if you can just stop and pause and maybe have a few of these affirmations under your belt to kind of recite to yourself, it really is going to redirect your mind and give you that confidence boost that you need in the moment. Now, a couple that I personally like, now the possibilities are endless, so you can pick and create the ones that really speak to your heart. The trick is that when you say them, that you feel something, an emotional connection to it. So if you hear some of these and they're not quite your thing, then see if you can come up with some of your own. But a few of mine I liked are: I respect my children, I respect myself. This one is amazing when we're having a rough day and maybe behaviors are not as positive as we might like. I just stop and say, I respect my children, I respect myself. It helps me keep my temper in check, and it also helps me give them a little bit of grace as well, because they're humans after all, they're people. I like the one, I am brave. I tell myself this when I'm really trying to face a fear that day, or do something that I maybe have never tried. I tell myself that I'm brave, and it sets this intention in my head and this notion that, you know what, I am brave and I feel stronger. Try it, just say it. I am brave. I instantly feel more powerful. Another one is, I am a superhero. I can grow humans. If you're feeling like your abilities are a little lackluster for the day, you grew a human, or maybe multiple humans, inside of your body. Even if you're having a day where you're not feeling so great about how you look physically, this can be an amazing one. You remember how magical and how amazing it is that our bodies can do these things, and it helps you believe that you can also do or continue to do amazing things with your life. One more. I am not perfect, and that is okay with me. I am a recovering perfectionist, I shall admit, and this one hits home because I am okay with just being me. There is no true perfect, right? No human was created perfectly. So quit striving to be perfect and just strive to be more of yourself. If you don't know who that is, check out the Power class on searchingforsuperpower.com. It's an amazing coaching program where we work on digging into who you are, what you want, and helping you with these tools to get there. Now, super tip number 3. Are you listening? Are you ready for this one? It is so simple, but it is one thing that I see so many moms guilty of. Please, I beg of you, get up and get dressed in the morning. Have you ever noticed how much better you feel when you take a shower and do your hair and just put some clothes on? Now, I don't mean that you have to be fancy. I get it. If you have small children, sometimes the last thing you can do is take a shower, right? You just want to close your eyes for a few minutes. I remember when my kids were little, it was like a miracle if I got a shower, every couple days. And then on the other side, if you're an entrepreneur and you work from your house, maybe you don't need to get out of your PJs that day. And so you just work from your yoga pants. And hey, so if you happen to be an entrepreneur, we'll go back to that example. You're working from home, or maybe you have small kids and you're home a lot more. You don't really have anywhere to go. There's not necessarily a reason to go get all dolled up and put your face on. But if you're gonna be in yoga pants all day, maybe invest in some nicer or just some new yoga pants. Are the ones you're wearing the same stretched out, tattered ones, maternity pants from when your kid was born 3 years ago? Is your t-shirts and your tops, are they full of holes, and the ones that you've had since you were a teenager, and they're all ratty and dirty? If you're wearing sweatpants all day and they're just crusty and slimy, it's no wonder you don't feel good about yourself and you don't feel confident about what you look like. So simply, you can wear it, buy new ones. Or if you're going to work, put a little, if you're not a makeup person, put a swipe of mascara on, try it. If you, just have a little extra time, paint your nails for the day. It's the simple things that can really take just a little bit of planning, and it makes a huge, huge difference in your overall demeanor. Think about the last time that you got to get gussied up and went to a wedding or a night out with your husband, or something you got to get a little bit dressed up, to go to. How did you feel internally when that happened? Did you stand up a little bit straighter? Did you strut down the street with your head held a little higher? That's the amazing power of getting dressed. So that one is one that you can do right now. If you're watching this and you're just feeling kind of frumpy today, go change your clothes and just do it. It's so funny. Make yourself look pulled together, whatever that might be for you. It's truly going to impact your internal confidence a lot more than you might think. Now we are going to jump over to the super special Supermom, Jamie. She's an entrepreneur, a mom, and a wife, and she is doing amazing things within her life and her business. And she really has embraced the fact that she hasn't always been the most confident person in the world, but she's learned tools to help improve it and build on that muscle. And over time, she's been able to overcome some of her perceived shyness. Let's check it out. All right, Miss Jenny, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, very good.
So we are talking about confidence today, and as a amazing business owner and mother and wife, I was just kind of wondering if there has been a time in your life where maybe you might have struggled with your self-confidence. I know as a mother myself, it's one of those things I know I went through, and would love to hear just some of your story.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, actually what is surprising to some people is that I struggled with confidence throughout, like if you didn't know me, I actually struggled with confidence throughout all of my younger years of school. In grade school, I was the very shy child who didn't want to raise my hand. I didn't want to speak up. I didn't want to be noticed. And you know, so you can relate, right? As I'm sure a lot of people out there can relate to that, And then kind of moving into my older years, my junior high and high school years, I decided like enough is enough. I'm not going to be shy anymore, but really didn't know how to become more confident, how to break out, And so I kind of did what what felt right to me, which was just push myself out there
Yep.
and force myself out there and keep doing things that forced me to be put into new situations,
Mm-hmm.
that would then provide that confidence. And I just kept building that muscle through my 20s and into my 30s without even realizing really that that's what I was doing
Okay.
until I figured it out one day and kind of broke that down, if that makes sense.
Totally does. And
So,
that's a
yeah.
really cool point you made, that you were working on that muscle, because it's one of those things, you can't just do it once and be done. We all want that quick fix, but it's something that you have to practice, and it gets more natural as you go along.
Absolutely, because it feels weird at first, like the first, like when you, first of all, I think you have to make that decision. Like
Mhm.
you have to mentally decide
Yes.
that you're not going to be that person, that you're going to be the confident person.
Mhm.
And when you make that decision and you do start putting yourself out there, it feels weird. It feels awkward. It goes against everything that you've probably done and been doing your whole life, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can remember when I was first, I totally relate to your story. I was that shy child that didn't speak to anybody. And it was like one day I was like, this is not, I want more. And you just have to, like, something in your head clicks, and you just got to do it and find the tools and the resources that you need to push forward. Um,
Absolutely.
so moving forward, like when do you feel most confident now? What kind of things do you do that really make you feel great about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So the things that I do, or what I also share with the people that I
Mhm.
help and support, is that first of all, um I feel most confident when I'm able to have positive self-speak. So that's something that I've worked on and I've improved on over the years.
Mhm.
Our mindset and what we tell ourselves is so important. It can either make us or break us, right? It can lead
Absolutely.
us to success or keep
Yeah.
us where we are, or even worse, take us down to failure. So when I'm having that positive self-speak, when I'm not allowing negative thoughts and negative visions of what could be to come into my head, right?
Mhm.
That's when I'm most confident. I'm most confident when I'm around the type of people that uplift. This was part of my journey too, that I didn't actually realize this until, I'd say, in the past 5 years is when I really realized that we are, like Jim Rohn says, we're the sum of the five people we hang out with, right?
Yeah.
So like if
100%.
we're hanging out with negative Nelly and Debbie Downer and unmotivated Mary, like that's just going to really drag us down, right?
I
As
love your
opposed
name.
to, thank you. That's going to drag us down, right? So we need to hang out with, like, positive Paul and people like that, like people that are going to really bring us up. And I didn't realize that. And I do find that I'm very much affected by who I'm hanging out with, and not just
Mhm.
in the literal space, like you and I hanging out, or like having a friend over, hanging out with friends, but also like what I'm listening to, what I'm
Yep.
feeding my mind, podcasts and trainings and audios and different things like that. So I'm my most confident self when I'm feeding my mind like that.
Yes.
So it's the self speak, it's when I'm feeding my mind, excuse me. And like what you and I were talking about before the recording, Jen, I feel like I'm most confident when I've had my kind of recharge hour, when I've
Mhm.
had my a little bit of downtime, so that I can come back out fully recharged and fully confident that person that I know that I can be, right?
Mhm.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome that
thank you.
it's so important to know yourself and what you need. And I feel like sometimes it's undervalued, taking that time to figure it
Hmm.
out. And
For
it's not always
sure.
figured
Yeah.
it out.
Absolutely, it's not. And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you feel this way or maybe you've observed this too, but I feel like so many times in our culture, in our society, we connect extrovertedness with confidence,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And that's not always the case. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like the most outgoing, charismatic people are actually that combination of both. And
Mhm.
I can't think of all the examples at the moment, but if you look it up, you will see some really great examples of, famous people that are actually these outgoing extrovert, introvert combination people. So,
Oddly
yeah.
enough, Marie Forleo, if you are online
Yes.
she is
Yes.
known very well for needing she is like the ambivert, whatever the mixture is, where she
Yeah.
is her
Shalene
own
Johnson, too.
Shailene
Yes.
Johnson, Brandon
Yeah.
Burchard, a lot. I think even Oprah might be. I mean, like such big powerhouse names you've never
Yeah.
guessed. But I think what really makes it magic, it's not about if you're an introvert or an extrovert. It's knowing yourself and what you need. And then going
Absolutely.
with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And something else that has really helped me over the years, and this again has just been in the last 5 years,
Mhm.
is it sounds kind of cheesy at first, but creating something that I like to call like my evidence file or my confidence cove, which
Mhm.
is with every experience that I have, I either write it out or I have a picture or something and I put it in there. And then I can always refer back to it to say, yeah, I did that. Like, I hate to fly. I
Mhm.
don't know if anyone who follows me knows that, but I hate to fly. Absolutely hate it. So I actually started a confidence file, an evidence file on flying. And
Okay.
every time I flew, I would write down my experience, put that in there, put pictures from the trip, so
Uh-huh.
that the next time I had to fly, I could open up that file and go, yeah, you know what? I lived. I had a great time. And I want to go do it again,
Yeah.
right? But it's only that flight that's getting in my way. And so with each trip, I get more and more confident
Mhm.
just because of that file. So you could create that file for any area of your business, you know, personal life, business, whatever. So that's really helpful too.
I love that you said that because that's actually, I don't call it the confidence file, but it's one of the same things I put in my 30-day courageous confidence challenge is to write a
Awesome.
journal about all of your wins, because there's so many times
Yes.
that we focus on the negative and we get in those ruts where you don't remember, like you're blinded to all of the amazing things that you already have accomplished. And it totally can
Absolutely.
turn that, like that brown upside down makes a difference.
I love it.
That little oomph to push
Yeah,
forward during the challenging
absolutely. It
times.
makes a big difference. I love that.
Yes. So we've kind of gone over it, but like, how do you find the courage to keep pushing forward and to keep investing and growing in yourself with your business and in your personal life?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So, you know, I feel like there is what we just talked about, like that evidence file, that courage file, that confidence file, but also there's just the notion or the belief that your what is it, your courage lies on the other side of your fear. Like today I'm not, you know, if I wake up today and I want change, I want today to be better than yesterday,
Mhm.
how can I come out and do the same things and expect something different? How can I show up and not 100% believe in myself and expect other people to believe in me enough for my business to grow?
Yep.
So what keeps my confidence going the most is the fear of loss, the fear that if I get up today and I don't show up as that confident person, then guess what? I'm going to lose those people who could join me and grow my business, which in turn is going to lose that future that I see in store for my family and my kids. So that's like the biggest thing I think that keeps me pushing forward, keeps me pushing that envelope, keeps me trying new things so that I keep going.
That's great. That's like, that goes down to that whole, like, you know, find your why, like what's your core at what you're doing. It sounds like
Absolutely.
you've got a very strong one. Family is always a really, you know, like they're yours. You got to love them. You got to tend to them. If that's not a good why, I don't know what is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is. Your why. Your why's got to make you cry.
I
Yeah.
like that. An emotional
Yeah.
why. I like that a lot. Your why's
Yeah.
gonna make you cry. That's like a
Yeah.
tweetable moment there.
There you go. I love it.
So I'm gonna throw you a curveball here. I ask all of my guests on
Sure.
here, what is your superpower?
My superpower. I think my superpower is listening. I've been
Hmm.
told that a lot, that I can be a really good listener. And that's one of my favorite quotes is seek to understand before you're understood. I've just always been that person that you could call up and I will listen through everything. And when I connect with people, I really try to listen first and ask questions and see how I can show up and deliver value to them.
Oh, wow.
Um, and I feel like that opens up so many more doors too. So I think that's my superpower. It's really seeking to understand and listening.
That's a really
Yeah,
good one. I
that's
like
that's a great question.
it. It throws everybody off. I don't usually
I love it.
but it's like, it's a cool one. It shows you, it's so hard sometimes to look at ourselves and really acknowledge, you know, toot our own horns sometimes.
Absolutely, especially as moms, you know.
Oh, especially as moms.
Yeah, yeah.
Who would have thought listening as your superpower? So often we don't take the time to listen, and that is such an amazing, amazing tool. Thank you so much, Jamie, for jumping on and sharing a little bit about how you've been able to build up your self-confidence. So what really stuck out to you, Super Lady? I'd love for you to share below and let me know, like, where do you struggle with self-confidence and what do you do to help improve it? Hopefully some of the tips today will help you to really embrace the person and the you that is you, and release some of the notions that you need to be perfect and need to be like everybody else. So just to recap, we had 3 super tips to help you get to your unshakable confidence today, right now. And that was to stop comparing yourself to others. Quit looking at the Facebook, ladies. And then step 2 was to practice affirmations. Come up with some that really speak to your heart and use them as a way to reprogram your mind when you notice that your thoughts are getting a little more negative and critical than you might like. And then step 3 is the magical, super simple one. Get dressed. I know it sounds trivial, but it makes all the difference to feel good about your appearance. And just like your internal power and beauty radiates out, feeling good outside will actually help the internal stuff as well. It's a two-way street, right? So, surprise gift alert. You know that I love to give you ladies presents and also let you know about all the super cool stuff that's going on at Searching for Superpower. So I have taken the 30-day Courageous Confidence Challenge and turned it into a 30-day course, basically. So what you get are these little bite-sized nuggets that will help you for the next 30 days to reassure yourself. Take some of the tips that we learned today, but build on them. We go over confidence hacks and different journaling techniques and all kinds of amazing goodness that will truly get you on that path to feeling really good about yourself, taking chances, and growing that confidence and courage muscle, like we discussed with Jamie earlier today. So I'm gonna make a super special price for the next 24 hours only. It's going to be at $37. That's like $1 and some change per day for a coach, aka me, Super Jen, in your inbox every day to help you gain momentum and really work on that confidence and courage muscle. So I will post the link above here or below here. I never know where they end up, but I think it's truly going to make a huge impact on your life because this confidence, it translates into every area of your life. Whether it's at home and feeling great about your parenting and what you're doing with your kids, which I truly believe that you're doing so much better than you think you are. Whether it's at work, whether it's in your business, in your community, whatever you might be feeling a little less than confident about or a little bit scared to take the next steps to get yourself where you want to go in this life and in this season of your life. The fact that you are asking yourself these questions and that you feel it means that you are already so much further ahead than you think. And it's definitely time to get you a little bit of support to help get you over that hump. Of $37 the next 24 hours, y'all. So jump on it and let's keep searching. I will see you next week in the Supermoms Guide 2. Or you can always find me over at www.searchingforsuperpower.com.